I was relieved this morning, just before Prime Minister's questions, to hear Chris Heaton Harris talking or being asked a question about power sharing in Northern Ireland, and saying that we are moving closer to a decision point. But he's not convinced it's going to be that quick. It is, of course, the DUP that has been boycotting the start of Stormont again, boycotting that process for the last 18 months. And yet, at their conference just a couple of months ago, the DUP chairman, Sir Jeffrey Donaldson, said that we must make a real difference. And it was when, not if, power sharing started that he began his speech. When. And so I think that commitment needs to be pushed on, that commitment to at least the credible possibility of power sharing beginning, that needs to be done. And at the same time, I was interested that there was also a question about when or if Sinn Féin would finally come back to the House of Commons and take the oath and sit in the House of Commons, or at least if some other arrangement can be made. If another arrangement can be made, for example, for questioning the new Foreign Secretary, then another arrangement can be made, surely, to allow the Sinn Féin representatives, the people who have been legally elected to our Parliament, to sit in our Parliament in some form, even if they refuse to take the oath of office in its current form. There must be some loophole, some management system that will allow us to accommodate Sinn Féin members into the House of Commons if they have been elected to serve as representatives of the people of this country. That is our responsibility. We must hear them, and their people must be properly represented. Otherwise, it's nonsensical. Otherwise, we are in some sort of nonsense. We are in a nonsense parliament. Our parliament exists on the principle that we elect people to serve in parliament. If there's a problem with taking the oath, then we need to get round it, and we need to grow up and stop being ridiculous. This isn't a game. This is people's lives. Listen to what Chris Heaton Harris had to say. It's good stuff, and he's also talking about his experience as a referee, which is what he does in his free time, other than lifting weights.
Mr. Speaker, we've heard in this House today how disappointed Northern Ireland is with no levelling up bids. I visited Coleraine Football Club and they were disappointed. They were unsuccessful in round 2. So can the Secretary of State tell me, is he confident that the restoration of power sharing is close, because Northern Ireland simply cannot afford to lose out on even more money?
I'm glad she went to Coleraine Football Club. I went there and had a wonderful experience with a great football team. I'd have loved to have refereed personally, but it's just the way it was. I wasn't allowed to do that. But absolutely, I do believe we are moving closer to a decision point. But there are still continued discussions to be had, and they are continuing at pace, but at length.
In summary, I think Chris Heaton Harris has been a remarkable character in developing the relationship between Northern Ireland and the rest of our country, and he's gone a long way to repairing some of the damage done by the twits who negotiated the Brexit agreement with Europe, Lord Frost and his minions of stupidity. But well done, Chris Heaton Harris, for what he's achieved so far. I'm sure there's so much more that can be done. It's a matter of patience, but it's also a matter of patience and pressure.